Hello, and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. Today we've got a lot to cover, so the FTX Crypto Dream Team is going to talk for a few minutes at each pub. Okay, let's get started with this. Currently, Bitcoin is up nearly 2%. A total of $27,192 Ethereum was spent. Behind it, in fact. At $1,654, XRP is up around 8% and maintaining a steady 50-cent price. It's hovering around 0%, and the hourly chart is indicating strong upward momentum, with recent increases of about 1%. USD, the overall market capitalization of all cryptocurrencies has increased by 99 cents per US dollar, making T a dollar peg. Vokes. $1,079 billion. Do you recall the market cap of $1,040 billion we discussed last week? They reached a total of $1,060 billion. The current total is $1,060 billion. That BTC pot seems interesting. I'm glad a reputable crypto released it. It may be difficult to keep track of a large S stack between 26.8 and 1027.2000. There is a lot of bullish sentiment over $28,000, so if the bears are going to take a stand, it should be around $27,000. We need to see $20,000 broken and held to confirm we are in full bull mode, so the question now is whether or not the bears will put up a fight. That has us on the very edge of our seats. Then, fresh off the presses, we have this article from the CoinDesk. Bitcoin as a concept hasn't changed, yet analysts continue to forecast low prices. The price of Bitcoin was just under $26,700. And as of the close of trade in Asia on Friday afternoon, the theory was down only 5%. In the last day and a half. Then he mentioned some really hefty token costs. In the lack of a catalyst, major token prices were relatively unchanged over the weekend. Bitcoin Ethereum maintained its position above key support levels. Price movements may be affected by the interest rate choices that will be made later this week. According to the data, Bitcoin sold for slightly under $26,700, while Ethereum was worth almost $1,630. What we're after now that we're back in the live coin trading game is to see Bitcoin prices between $27,000 and $28,000. Also, we can't only try to get 28K. The greatest close you could ask for are a close above and a weekly close, and we need both. We also enter the monthly in 2 weeks with a net worth of over $30,000, setting the stage for a thrilling fourth quarter of 2023 that will usher in that bull run into the Bitcoin halving, after which we expect prices to soar. The bears will take a different attitude if we don't break 28, and will likely continue to trade in the 24 to 27 zone, or even lower if you want to factor in the potential impact of FTX crypto on the market. The number of liquidations is expected to be absurd. But I think we've already seen the dread from this. The markets did fall when investors learned that these assets would be liquidated, but that decline was temporary. If you take a step back and look at the big picture, you'll realize that the assets will be sold off in stages rather than all at once. If you take the daily average, that won't have much of an effect, therefore Dream Team, you can put that behind you. Imagine being a fly on the wall at the meeting in Singapore of this Crypto Dream Team. You definitely don't want XRP sent their way. You can tell these people mean business because of the raucous expressions on their faces. As Monica and Brad Garland become boisterous in their house, James is captured on camera. That's a dream team and a half. The man in the photo is the Chief Executive Officer of Circle's Singapore office and Vice President of the Asia-Pacific region. He claims he met with the CEO and ELT of Ripple in the morning to discuss expansion into the Asian market. Being behind closed doors allows me to reveal some unedited viewpoints and important insights. 1. There is less litigation and better trust with regulators in Asia because of the emphasis placed on relationships. Because a players hire a players, the threshold for making early hires must be exceptionally high. However, C-level players are hired by B-level players, leaving no space for error. Currency depreciation, stringent capital controls, and a lack of attractive alternatives for depositing funds in banks all contribute to a very high level of pent-up demand in Asia and other emerging countries. But the largest vessel, although many of us are friendly rivals, Burks and I reaffirmed that cryptocurrencies account for less than 1% of world assets and trading. So, we continue to work toward the same end of modernizing a banking system that is over a century old. This is the kind of news that makes you happy. Ripple has just added USDC to its on-demand liquidity, which is huge, folks. XRP will be added eventually. Bar it up a little. According to the Furry OG, Dogecoin's market valuation was $80 billion during the last cycle in 2021. Get your bar on. The value of Dogecoin, he's right, has risen to $80 billion. Where do you anticipate an increase in bar? As much as I appreciate my comfortable bed, I could use a little more girth in my suitcase. My planned next steps at the moment. I'm going to start stuffing my bar bag to the brim. In other words, roughly 5 cents. As I scrolled, the bar's total market cap disappeared. The figure is approximately 1.7 billion. All of those ABA. We'll just conduct some quick calculations, they said. If we assume that half of the reported 2 billion ABA were incorrect, that leaves us with 86 billion to rush up and consume. If there is a $40 billion surge in demand, where do you think the price of individual bars will end up? My bar has been worth anywhere from $2 to $5, and that's all the financial advice I can give you. This is something everyone should investigate. Michael Branch put this out for XRP holders. Pardon me. The XRP ledger is rapidly reaching a key milestone, with approximately 5 million accounts, as the number of XRP holders nears 5 million. The current population is around 4.78 million. As the XRP community expands and more people begin to comprehend the concept and realize that XRP is the only cryptocurrency in the US with actual regulatory clarity, more and more people will take notice, especially as the next bull market approaches. This is a huge whistleblower alert, and we got it from John Dean, because a long time ago, I put out a timeline of indisputable facts and authorized the notion of free pass in a piece published on Crypto Law Us. And I'm fairly certain that the publication of that article and the sharing of the data it contained did not win me any new friends in the crypto sector. I have been called a conspiracy theorist for pointing out facts, and no one has ever disproved or claimed that what I said was not true. Chris Dixon has blocked me for 16 hours, because I told him that in January of 2018 AJ Clean directed him to form a small working group and write a paper outlining what they wanted the SEC to do and hand it to Bill Clinton. Just so there's no misunderstanding, I in no way suggested that Chris Dixon did anything improper. The fact that Ripple wasn't included in this exclusive little working group was, however, obvious to me. Despite the fact that XRP spent much of 2018 as the second largest cryptocurrency by market cap, it has since fallen to the third spot. Second was Ethereum, and third was XRP. But there were times when XRP surpassed Ethereum, and during those times you could see more jokes being made about XRP in an attempt to bring it down. They've pulled to all the stops, including filing a lawsuit based on the SEC's reverse rip policy, in an effort to get this into the top 10. Dai highlighted out in his article that attorney LOL Ness remarked in a video that Dai shared that Ness's speech and writings were quite similar. I also noted that the Safe Harbor NES drafted made simply a passing mention to Ethereum. And of course, I also mentioned that Tim was an EA member whose company paid him millions to promote an initial public offering for a mining equipment manufacturer. After being labeled a conspiracy theorist, as most of us have been, I replied, these massive conflicts violate 18 USC. We discovered that after being warned by the SEC Ethics Division to stop breaking the law, he persisted in doing so. No action was taken either. A video timeline was produced for Crypto Law using XRP sleeves, with clips from key players included. But what the public has lacked up until now is an insider who was present throughout and can recount every detail with supporting documents. Now that Steven Nirov has begun speaking out, we have a whistleblower alert. It was Joe Grundfest, after he had helped prove a theorem, who wrote to Clayton at the SEC begging with them not to sue over the assertion that XRP was a security. Given that he basically claimed that targeting XRP and giving a free pass to Ethereum was morally, ethically, and legally wrong, I find it hard to believe that anyone in the world can contest Joe Grundfest's credibility. Based on my investigation and that of my pals, I believe that Steven the RAF knows exactly where all the dead are buried. If he doesn't get a hold of the map replica, he won't know where anything is. Things are about to heat up a lot. And the irony is that Steven Europe has boasted online that he possesses the map. Here's a tweet from him before he goes public with the truth about what happened. As I've come to understand, the explanation that whales could hide their massive positions during the ICO by violating the terms and services against speculum buying raises serious doubts about the integrity of a number of Ethereum ICO buyers. It's unlikely that anyone at Ethereum engaged in this practice, and if they did, they would have undoubtedly known others who did and been notified by the SEC government about the concentration of their holdings before to create him in law. I may have multiple copies of the terms of service paper, as well as innumerable other documents and recordings. This man has all we need to know about every corruption entry point, and he has it stashed all over the place so that they can't get to it anytime soon. Soon he will sound the frickin' whistle on this. Given his assertions, it's possible that I lack the necessary information or resources. I may have gotten lucky and spoken with a key co-founder, or I may have just blown my own horn. In any case, I suppose that trying to get me convicted, publicly discredited, and then imprisoned would be an effective way to quiet me. This is exactly what happened to me for 4 years, until I used evidence from the government's own documents, including the SEC, to show that the entire case had been made up. I then obtained a nearly unprecedented dismissal, thanks to the combined efforts of the government, the SEC, the Department of Justice, the FBI, and other agencies. This guy's about to blow the whistle, and things are about to improve. It seems that he is introducing Michael Soto to Lloyd. My client Steven fought the struggle of his life, according to Microsoft. Now that he knows what to do, Steven is dedicated to revealing all of the information in a timely fashion that furthers the cause of justice. There's more ground for the people and I to cover here. He did tweet out, and I don't have access to that tweet, so this is looking good. I'll see what I can do to obtain it quickly. But he basically promised to release all the records he possesses, and we'll talk about this tweet later. He claims to have detailed information on who the whales were, what they did, who enriched themselves, and how much money was on the table. Things are looking up here. Keep an eye out. Please like and subscribe my channel. See you later, bye.